How's everybody doing today? Happy New Year. This is January 1st, 2021. Hope you guys had a great time last night. But my name is Jig. I'm coming to you real fast in my living room, kitchen. I wanted to talk to you about our New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of people have resolutions every year, and some people stick to them and some people don't. I'm guilty of it as well in the past. But I've recently got on a scale. I'm 302 pounds. That's a lot of weight. This is what I look like right here. 302 pounds January 1st. So I've decided to do a 30-day water fast. That's right. No smoothies, no juice, no food, no anything except for water. Occasionally I will have a cup of black coffee. I will have some herbal tea on occasion. I will document my progress as well as how I feel doing this fast and how my body's handling it. And I'm also going to be incorporating 100 push-ups per day. So as I'm losing the weight, I'll also be exercising just a little bit. So in case those of you are wondering, 30 days without food, is that possible? Absolutely, it is. The world record right now is 382 days. Guy lost just shy of 300 pounds. He was a big guy, but he was monitored by his doctors. And again, just as a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, so I'm doing this as an experiment on myself, and I want to document my results. So if it works for me, maybe it'll inspire a few people out there that may be interested in taking this approach. But however, fasting has been catching a lot of buzz lately. Fasting is something that's been a part of our diet for a long time. Most people fast, everyone fasts daily from dinner to breakfast when you think about it. If you have dinner at 6 and you have breakfast at 6 in the morning, that's a 12-hour fast. The problem though with people like myself that put on all this extra weight is that we have what we call a metabolic syndrome. And again, I'm not a doctor, but this is the information that I've gotten through researching online and doing different things, listening to different medical conventions. Primarily, I follow Dr. Jason Fung a lot. I also follow Dr. Mindy Mentz, excellent doctors, Dr. Rhonda Patrick. And they talk about a variety of things when it comes to health and well-being and how our body handles our macronutrients. As you guys know, there's fat, there's carbohydrates, and there's proteins. And most diet plans talk about cutting your carbs or reducing your calories. And those programs work as well, for sure, if you stick to them. All the programs work if you stick to them. But I wanted to see if fasting was the fastest way for me to drop body weight. I have a Weight Watchers scale downstairs, and I weighed myself today. I'm 302 pounds. 38% of that 302 pounds is body fat. That's right. So almost 40% of my total weight is pure body fat. So I'm thinking, what's the fastest way to get to that fat? The whole purpose of fat is when you eat food, your body will store some of that food as fat energy. So in the future, if you don't have food, your body can just tap into that fat source to give you energy until you get a chance to eat. Thankfully, here in America, food is not an issue. Matter of fact, it's so much not an issue that we eat all day. Some studies say that we eat 10 times a day on average when you factor in the sweet teas and the drinks and the sodas and different things that we put in our mouths that are calorie and, more importantly, sugar and carbohydrate intense. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to cut all those things out. I want to just go ahead and just focus on drinking water, doing my 100 push-ups per day, and I want to monitor and see how my body responds to this type of regimen. All right. So my blood sugars, my blood pressure, I'm looking forward to those results. I'm also looking forward to hopefully killing a few cancer cells. They say we all have them, and cancer's number one food source is glucose. So when you don't eat, or if you do like a low carbohydrate type diet, for example, but specifically with fasting, you really starve out those cells. And by starving out those cells, they get weak and weaker and weaker. And the body goes through a process called autophagy, where it'll actually filter out and recycle weak, damaged, unhealthy cells and replenish them with healthy cells. There's also an understanding that every 72 hours, your whole white blood cell system replenishes, where your body recycles the old white blood cells and your body produces a healthy, fresh set of white blood cells, and you max out at 72 hours. So that's really helpful with the corona situation that we're all dealing with. It's a great way to reboot the immune system as well. So God forbid, if you do catch it, your immune system is at 100% rather than at 50 or 60 or 70% strength. So again, I want to do this for you. I want to do it for myself primarily. I've never seen my six-pack, and I would like to see my six-pack before I turn 51 in August. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm up for the challenge. My understanding, when I did my basal metabolic rate based on my activity levels and such, there's a BMR calculator. You can go to Google and just type in BMR calculator, and it'll let you know what your metabolic rate, your calorie burn rate is if you were to sit in the couch all day or sleep in bed all day, just for breathing and your heart and blood pumping and things of that nature. You still burn energy. And if you just laid in bed all day, your BMR will kind of let you know what your energy expenditure is. So definitely check your BMR. But I burn about 2,800 calories per day sleeping in bed. Now, naturally, I walk around, I move around, and I will be doing my push-up challenge as well. So I won't be burning 28. I'll be burning a little bit more than 2,800. I'm guesstimating about 3,500 calories per day I'll burn. So my thought process, and follow me if this makes sense. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment down below. But my thought process is, if I'm burning 3,500 calories on Monday and no calories coming in, if I burn another 3,500 calories on Tuesday, and then another 3,500 calories on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, because I'm fasting. So every day it will be 3,500 calories being burned. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound of body fat. So every time you lose 3,500 calories, whether it be through calorie restriction, through counting calories on a specific diet, you will drop a pound of body fat. So if I'm gonna burn 3,500 calories, that's a pound right there per day and no calories coming in. So I want to see my progress, see how well I do by the end of the month. I want you to follow me on my journey. And if you have any questions or comments, like I said before, definitely leave a comment below. I will post up a picture right here so you can see what I look like at 302 pounds without my shirt on. I'm kind of nervous of showing my body on YouTube, as you can imagine. However, I know I'm going for a transition period, and pretty soon my body's going to look the way I want it to look, and I'll have that extra bit of confidence that's needed in order to, progress through the day feeling good about yourself and having your clothes and different things fit you the way you want them to fit you. Regardless of how you look, make sure you love yourself, be happy with yourself. But if you ever wanted to change your look, women, you guys can do your hair different ways. Guys, we shave our beard different ways. But when it comes to the body, and especially for us big guys and girls out here, we have a lot of excess fat. We love eating. So when a person tells me, oh, you can't do that, I could never do a 30-day fast or a 10-day fast or a 20-day fast. When you're talking to a guy like myself that loves to eat, I'm the one that should say never, but I refuse to say never, because if there's a will, there is a way. And your mind is important. So what you put in your mind and what you commit to doing, so shall it be. So I'm committing to this challenge. I may even go longer. I don't know. Maybe halfway through it, I may fail. I hope not. I'm pretty determined for these results. Again, at 50, I want to be as healthy as possible for these next 50 years if I'm so lucky to see 100. So again, follow me. I'll keep uploading once a week, maybe twice a week, but I will have a video diary basically of my progress. All right. In the meantime, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Hey guys, Jig again. So I got to do my 100 push-ups. So I'm setting up the camera here so I can start my push-ups. They might not be perfect, but you got to start somewhere. So let's go. Whew. That's 40. I'm surprised I was able to do 40 push-ups non-stop. I haven't been in the gym or exercised in quite some time. But like I told you earlier, we have to make a decision. You have to get mad about life sometimes, mad about your situation, and you got to make a decision if you want to change your body composition or anything in your life for that matter. So this is my motivation. Whew. Hopefully you get inspired as well. Give myself a moment to catch my breath. There's 40 push-ups down, 60 to go. Let me grab my water. Gallon of water. Another thing that I do, I put a 24-ounce glass of water at my bedside at night before I go to bed. So when I wake up in the morning, I have water right there. And it's room temperature. So by morning time, it's perfect. So I'll drink half of it, get up, brush my teeth, do what I have to do, and then drink the other half. So I already drank 24 ounces of water today. And here's my gallon. And it has some nice markers, this particular jug. So it lets you know what's there, what's a good time to drink your water if you want to schedule yourself. Let's drink. Salud. Oh, that's cold. Ooh, that tastes good. Now, I haven't put any salt in the water yet because yesterday was my last meal. I had a 20-ounce ribeye steak with some cabbage on the side. So that was my day before the fast. I wanted to put some good red meat in my body because it takes a couple of days for your body to digest red meat, as you know. So I wanted to put a good steak in my system. So that's what I did. But the day before, guess what I did? I ate a whole large pie of pizza because I knew the following day was going to be my last meal. So I wanted to kind of like treat myself to one of my comfort foods, which I love pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? So I had my pizza And I didn't expect to eat the whole pie, but your boy Jig, he ate the whole pie. And trust me, I felt miserable afterwards. But that was my last hoorah. And like I told you earlier, we're moving forward into a new body transformation. So I wanted to kind of get that out of the way because I won't be eating for a month. It's a long time to have nothing in your system except liquids, water and herbal tea and black coffee. But I'm up for the challenge. I really want to see how things change and improve for me. Another thing that I researched, people do gastric bypass surgery. And sometimes when they do the surgery, their body, you restrict your calories by a lot because they cut your stomach into a little peanut, walnut size or whatever. So you can only eat but so much, but you're still eating. And when it comes to people that are big like myself, the key issue is what they call metabolic syndrome, like I mentioned earlier. Our body has a harder time controlling our insulin. So all foods affect your insulin. So the insulin is affected most by sugars and carbohydrates. And carbohydrates basically, when digested, they break down into sugars. They're just a different chain of sugar. And if a person, everyone's different, is supposed to metabolize 10 grams of sugar in a given meal or 20 grams of sugar in a given meal, but in that meal we've consumed 150 grams of carbohydrates and sugars, we've way exceeded what our minimum requirement was, or maximum requirement, I should say, 15, 20, maybe even 30 grams in a meal. And all that excess carbs gets converted into sugar, and then that excess sugar gets converted into fat after a period of time. But the key issue is the insulin is spiked. I know a lot of people count calories, and calories are important, but the body really doesn't know the difference of a calorie. It doesn't know what a calorie is. It has no mechanism within it to modify a calorie or to monitor a calorie. But what it does do is it responds based on those macronutrients. So if you eat sugar, there's a response from your body hormonally that helps you to process that sugar you've eaten. If you eat fat, there's a hormonal response to handle that. And if you eat protein, there's a hormonal response to deal with the protein. And again, I'm not a doctor, so to try and give you all the terms and the names, I'm not going to do that for the sake of making a mistake and mislabeling a terminology. But you get the gist. So if you eat, for example, a 20-ounce steak, which could be 2,000 calories in itself, 1,800 calories in itself, 1,800 calories in a steak compared to 1,800 calories of pasta, okay, carbohydrate, whether it's wheat pasta or regular pasta, 1,800. My insulin, my hormonal response to deal with the steak and my hormonal response to deal with the pasta is going to be different. And the insulin response is going to be significantly different because the pasta is going to raise my insulin through the roof, especially since it's going to exceed my 20, 30 grams that I need in one given meal at a time. So that puts you in a fat storage mode. So something to keep in mind, guys. If your insulin is high, your body will store fat. If your insulin drops low, then your body will burn fat. Those are the two key things that happen when you regulate your insulin. So fasting keeps my insulin practically at zero. So just wanted to share that with you, a little bit of information while I caught my breath. About to get down here and I got 60 more to do. Let's go. If you're following me, if you're doing it too, you can do it. Because I'm doing it. And if I can do it, then you can do it. All right, 40 down. Woo! That was 30. You don't realize how out of shape you are until you do things that try to get you back in shape. Hey, but I did 70 push-ups. So I feel good about that. I still got 30 more to go. It's 100 a day for a month. You know what happens next month, right? 200 a day. But we're gonna do it 1 month at a time. So 100 push-ups a day. I kept making excuses. I gotta get to the gym, but the COVID, the corona, I can't get to the gym. If you got a floor in your house and you can do some push-ups, it's a great way to get started, get motivated. You don't have to do them at any particular speed either. You could do 10 push-ups, brush your teeth, do 10 more push-ups, comb your hair, you know. You can spread it out how you want. You could do 50 in the morning, 50 at night. But the goal is for us to slowly get our bodies moving more than just going to the car or walking to the desk in the office. To do something that actually stimulates some protein breakdown. Because when you exercise your muscles, you do break them down a little bit. And with human growth hormones, oh, by the way, that's another benefit that I found out with fasting is that your body starts to produce HGH after several hours, 20, 24 hours. HGH gets released in your body. And when you're over 40, 35, 40, HGH just diminishes in our bodies for men and women, but mostly men especially. So if you could prevent yourself from getting growth hormone treatment from your doctor, which some say can be sketchy, as far as your health is concerned. Now with fasting, your body's gonna produce HGH on its own without any help from the outside source. Just off from not eating. Isn't that funny? The human body in itself is just perfect in its design. Like, if you ever notice when you're sick, have you ever got sick before? We all have. How you don't have an appetite? You ever notice that? The body is trying to fix the problem, so it doesn't want to waste energy digesting new food. So it makes you feel like you're not hungry, so you won't hopefully eat anything, which gives the body enough time to deal with that challenge at that moment. So yeah, HGH is gonna help. So as we're slowly exercising, I'm hoping some of that human growth hormones will kick in. I have the adrenaline to give me the energy. And then at some point when I refeed, and there's a certain way you gotta reintroduce food, but I'll go over that when we're at the end of our journey. But yeah, it's your body's gonna take advantage of that growth hormone, and you're really gonna get some good muscularity if you're doing a little bit of extra exercise, like for example, push-ups is what I'm doing currently. But again, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I hope that I'm explaining myself and coming across clearly, because I don't want to put out bad information. So everything that I'm explaining to you, I've researched online. It's available online. Once I learn how to do the links and everything, I'll put links below so you could take a look at Dr. Jason Fung. Just follow him on YouTube. Great dude. He's got a wealth of information. He's written a couple of books. Obesity Code is my favorite. But yeah, definitely a good guy, like I said before. Again, health and well-being. Those are two strong words. Health, well-being. Well-being is like a compound word, but you get the point. How healthy do you want to be? You know, is the real question. How healthy can we be? What's in our control that we can improve our health? Like sugar diabetes, again, insulin issues, high blood pressure, too much sodium in the system. Your arteries are starting to clog a little bit, and it's creating pressure for the heart to push blood through your veins in the body. Dehydration. A lot of us aren't properly hydrated. They say we should all have 8 ounce glasses of water, which equates to 64 ounces. But 302-pound man, 150-pound female, it's impossible that we need the same amount of water. I'm twice her size, or twice his size. Some men are 150, 160 as well. So being properly hydrated is important. I've read that you should take your body weight and cut it in half, and that's how many ounces you should drink for your particular body type. I don't know how accurate that is, but it makes sense. So if you weigh 300 pounds, you should drink at least 150 ounces of water per day. And you divide that out of how many waking hours you have in a day, because you're going to sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours. So you can't drink while you sleep. But if you drink that amount of water throughout the day, you keep yourself properly hydrated. And not just water, coffee, tea, those things count toward fluids. But you want to stay hydrated. And the more hydrated we are, the better our cells can communicate with each other. We can flush out excess sugars and excess sodium and different things like that. It's good for the joints, it's good for the bones, it's good for the brain. You know the picture. I don't got to go through all that with you. But I still owe the bank 30 push-ups. So let's get this money. Here we go. Last set. Whew. 100 push-ups. First set was 40. Second set was 30. Third set was 30. Whew. Day one, guys. If I can do it, so can you. Good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Jig again. This is day number 2 on our 30-day water fast. How'd you guys do on your first day? I did pretty okay, actually. I was pretty impressed how I felt for the day. I got my water in, which is important, that you drink your water. There was a few moments where I felt hungry. I had smelt some good food in the air, and just smelling it kind of made me crave it for a bit. But I just drank more water and until the feeling went away, so that was good. About 6, 7 o'clock, I started feeling a little tired, a little sluggish. So I said it's time for me to head on home. So I got home about 8 o'clock. My wife was phenomenal. She made me some herbal tea, delicious, and that helped settle my stomach as well. I got some good sleep. I went to bed around 11 o'clock, woke up this morning early at 5:30 feeling energized. So it was a little early for me to wake up, so I stayed in bed a little longer, and I'm just now getting up now. But again, I wanted to give you guys an update on my first day, have my black coffee in hand, and getting ready to get my second set of 100 push-ups. Hope you join me.
To pay one-time shipping and handling.
Time to get these push-ups. Let's take that off real quick. It's my sleep clothes. My wife likes to keep the house pretty cold, so this is my pajamas. But let's get this money. Another 100 push-ups. You ready? You gonna do it with me? Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
6.
Well, give me, what time is it? It's 1, so it's 4 your time. I'll definitely, you work tonight?
19, 22, 23.
Okay, yeah, so I'll message you as soon as I have an answer, but today is the deadline. If you don't hear from me today, then just, on that number, then just know that
40.
this one. But I don't intend to miss anything.
Okay. For some reason, those felt a little easier. So, that's 40. Don't forget, it's a good idea to stretch just before, so you don't want to get any kinks in the muscles. So I feel like a little, cramp. This is a small cramp because you're exercising that muscle. And that feeling that you get, that small pain, that's weakness leaving the body. That's what I was told a long time ago. So I always thought that was kind of cool. So it's weakness leaving the body. So just keep motivating yourself. If you can't do 40, do 30. If you can't do 30, do 20. If you can't do 20, do 10. But again, like I told you yesterday, something is better than nothing. Even the longest journey, the longest marathon starts with that first step, as they say, right? So, that was 40. Let's get the next set. Let's get it. Let's get that money. All right, last set, guys. Don't forget, stretch. Before and after, you want to get your stretch on, just to kind of make sure you don't want to hurt yourself naturally. So last set, let's get it. Class 30. Ready? 20. Ooh, I feel it this time. Whew. 5 more to go. Again, that goes back to the energy. We're not eating, remember, so the body's using fat for energy, but it's only used but so much. But we're conditioning ourselves at the same time. So those human growth hormones and everything we mentioned, the body's gonna appreciate that. As my son would say, who's in the military, once you put your knees on the floor, you start over. Thank God we're not in the military. Let's get these last 5. 3, 4, Whew. There you have it, folks. Day 2. 100 push-ups a day. 30-day water fast. Hey guys, this is your boy Jig. Just getting home. Nice long day. But I feel great. Just wanted to do a quick check-in, let you know how I'm doing. Today my energy is on point. Yesterday I felt a little lethargic, as I mentioned earlier. I felt a little tired, a little weak as the day progressed. But today I'm energized. My focus, my clarity in my head, it's not foggy. My energy levels is up. I feel amazing. So I want to check in, let you know how I'm doing. It's day 2, the end of day 2. My bathroom movement, not to sound gross, but I've emptied out my stomach. Pretty much my stomach is pretty empty, my intestines and all. A lot of number ones because of the fluid intake. But it's good. But also my understanding, as you burn fat, that also is excreted in your urine. So yeah, but I feel amazing. I stepped on a scale. I'm not going to release any numbers as of yet, but I've dropped significant weight since my last meal on December 31st. So yeah, I feel good, and just want to let you know. I hope you're pushing through. You can do it. If you're following my journey and if you decide that this is something that you want to do for yourself as well, trust you can do it. You get through it. The hunger comes in. Today, thankfully, I did not get a hunger feel. But if you do, just drink more water. Keep filling your system with the water. That'll help get rid of the hunger feel. And if need be, just buy a cup of black coffee or make yourself a cup of black coffee. That'll also help with the cravings. But yeah, let's keep pushing forward, guys. Tomorrow's the beginning of day 3. Get our push-ups in and another day of water fasting. Let's get healthy together.